What's going on, guys? Dan with PC Tech Hustle coming at you with another video. And today I got for you guys a bit of a different video. Since we got Black Friday just around the corner, I figured I want to show you guys what I personally do and what I specifically use as far as my tools and methodologies to, one, hunt out those deals if there are any to be had, and two, how good of a deal are those deals really? So in this video, we'll explore some of the tools that I use and the methodologies as mentioned, as well as we'll take a look at some of the main marketplaces that are having those Black Friday deals. So come along with me, let's take a look at some deals and see if there's anything worth to be had. Coming at you right now. Alrighty guys, and before we get into the weeds of some Black Friday deal hunting, I just want to mention if you enjoy deal hunts like this or any other PC tech related content, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and don't forget to tick that bell notification icon. That way you're informed of whenever I drop my latest content. Alrighty guys, so as mentioned, we're going to do this in the raw format. So I've got my browser pulled up. I'm going to share some screen with you guys here, and also want to make one mention too is a big tool that I'm going to use is Honey, and you guys might have seen it advertised on other tech YouTube channels or just blatantly any other YouTube channel, but Honey is an amazing app that really gives you that validity of, are you really getting a good deal through Black Friday or any other sales type holiday, or is it just a marketing fluff that retailers do? And I think what we'll explore here is what I've seen before in the past, that retailers tend to fluff the data when it comes to presenting you with a sale. So go check out honey.com. I'll put it up here on the screen and use my referral code that'll actually get you access to the application. It installs within seconds and you'll be off to the races finding the real deals and also finding out the actual history of some of this price data. So take a look at that. Alrighty, so what we'll do here is we'll start with Newegg, as it's kind of very specific to components and hardware components, and their deals are better aligned with what we're looking for. You can find the same things through Amazon, but Amazon has such a gigantic base of sales and things going on that it's a little harder to narrow down the specifics. And what we'll do is we'll compare the deals that we're getting on Newegg, for example, and compare them to the other two that we've mentioned that we're going to go after, being Best Buy and Amazon, and see where and if deals actually exist. So let's take a look at Newegg here real quick. All right, so I got Newegg pulled up here, and we're just going to click on the Black Friday is here, the massive sales begin. So basically, as mentioned, because Newegg is good at pulling out some of the specifics that we're looking for, we're going to take a look at what we got here right on the front page. So all right, so within the sale front page here, we have it kind of broken down into different components and different categories. So we're mainly interested in components, so I'm going to go over to CPUs and processors and just click on that in general and see what we got. All right, let's just see if anything kind of just jumps out at me here. Looks like we just have, what is that, 9 processors from AMD that are under sale for Black Friday. Ryzen 7s, let's see what we got here. We got a couple sitting up here. We also have a Ryzen 7 3700 for $294, which actually is pretty solid deal, under $300. Let's take a look at that real quick. It says its previous list price was $329.99. So here's where I want to show you where the value of the Honey application really shows the light. So let's take a look at here. We got Honey just over here as an installed plugin already. The thing I do here with Honey is I pull down on the drop down and I go to my price history, and I look at basically either the last 30 or 60 days of price history. So right now, for some reason, it's showing the processor listing as $399, but we know that's not true. That's actually kind of maybe an anomaly here, because actually the lowest price, yeah, $304 back in October 28th. Let's see what the 60-day shows. Okay, 60-day kind of painting a better picture for us a little bit on where this has historically held its value. And you can see once we hit November, we see this trend of price hike, even though this is not exactly 100% accurate as far as the prices are going right now. For some reason, there must be some kind of anomaly why Honey is not detecting this $294 here. It's actually detecting $399. But the interesting trend here is what I wanted to point out is how Honey can show where a price may stay low. As we saw back in early October, it may have been down $324 and as low as $273. But then you see once we hit November, the price hikes. So even if the normal price of this CPU prior to November, prior to the Black Friday month, was $270-ish, we're not really actually getting a deal by buying this for $295. Now it does have a $15 off with promo code, limited offer, so you can go in there. Let's see if we can just add that. So add to cart. Oh yeah, and now that we're also in checkout, I want to show you something with Honey too, is you can do these automatic coupon applications where if you click on it, it'll search the web for common coupon codes that you might be able to apply in your actual checkout cart to give you a further discount. This is sometimes hit or miss, especially with Black Friday. Usually if something is discounted, it's probably not going to find anything better. But again, the tool is good for giving us that price history, which is really what I'd say is the most important thing. So that way, you know, you're not really being swooned by a Black Friday sale when really it's actually just a price decline from a previous hike up. Okay, so Honey didn't come back with any promo codes that would match and give us a further discount. But $2.94, and we were supposed to have gotten a promo code through checkout. So let me apply that, see if that, okay, so now that did take off the $15. That's where our $2.79 is actually applied. So also be on the lookout for that. Sometimes even through Black Friday, they'll say, you know, here's a promo code to use on checkout. If you're not paying attention, you could actually end up paying more for a product by just simply not applying the promo code that's right up in front and center. So be careful of that. Something to pay attention to. Just another one of my tips for a Black Friday deal hunting. Okay, so since we found a processor that's a pretty good mainstream processor that we want to see if we're actually getting a deal on, and we kind of had some anomalous data when looking at Honey when we're on Newegg. So let's take it over actually to say Best Buy and Amazon and see if the prices are any different there or if we can get some kind of price verification. All right, so now we're over on Best Buy and let's go ahead and compare what we found on Newegg, being that $279 Ryzen 7 3700X deal, and see if Best Buy has anything that is different, even maybe better, or within the same kind of general scheme of what we found on Newegg. Also, I want to compare the data that we find within Honey on Best Buy site to see if we just had some weird anomalous thing going on with Newegg and Honey. So let's check that out real quick. So actually look, the Ryzen 7 actually shows up right away. So we have the Ryzen 7 3700X, $279, previously listed at $329. What did Newegg have it again at? Let's double check. Okay, so Newegg has their retail previous listed price prior to Black Friday, right, as $329 as well, or $330. So they're kind of giving the same information. So now let's take a look. We're supposed to be getting a $50 price savings. We know maybe not to believe that. So let's take a look at what Honey says in regards to the data that we can get from Best Buy's previous selling experience here. So clicking on price history here. So this is Honey's construction of the data over the last 30 days for Best Buy's Ryzen 7 3700X. And what we can see here is the high was that $329 price, but now let's go back 60 days, right? So now we are kind of in a flux period here. It looks like the lowest price actually detectable is 309 days. So in accordance to what Honey is detecting, let's go even 120 days. So really we are technically getting the best buy from Best Buy, or this is the best price that really Honey has seen from either Newegg or Best Buy at a $279. So $279, pretty good deal for a Ryzen 7 3700X. Let's validate one more key area through Amazon to see if Amazon's price history also falls in line with the same thing that we're seeing here through Best Buy and Newegg. There, so its listed price is also $279. Okay, let's click on price history over the last 30 days through Amazon, and now here's where it's getting interesting. So we can see here that basically all of November, even in late October, the price of this component was $304, and then there was a dip, and then an even larger dip down into earlier October, where the price of this component was $294. So let's take a look at the last 60 days of data here. All right, so we basically, it looks like actually we're seemingly around the $294 mark through the entire month of October. So again, this is where, even though the $279 price is cheaper than the $294, this is where you can get heavily swoon with these Black Friday deals where they put up right up front was $304. Now you are saving $25 by going with the $279 buy price. Well, actually, you're still saving some money, but the information is being misconstrued to a point of that price was hiked up prior to the Black Friday. And this is what the merchants will do. They'll hike up the prices of things going into November, knowing that people are going to come along through the Black Friday sales and they're going to look at these just front-end prices without having any kind of application like Honey to help them out. So what you end up having is like I said, a misconstrue of the data where you think you're getting a deal and you may still be getting one, but you're not getting as good of a deal, or sometimes maybe you're not getting a deal at all. Well, let's go back to Newegg. Let's take a look at a couple other components that are for sale out on the Black Friday front page and see if we kind of fall in line with the same type of trend here. See if we actually get a even better deal, or maybe we get fluffed completely and there's nothing at all. So now we are back on Newegg. Let's see if we can find a deal. Let's see if we can confirm some data. Let's just see what we can find here in regards to what might be out there. So we looked at CPUs before. I want to look at some other components here. It looks like, let's go with these AIOs here. It looks like a bunch of Corsair AIOs listed. Let's take a look at this triple 120 millimeter fan AIO here, and we do have a promo code, so we have the 169 base price. Let's look at Honey's history here. All right, Honey said it's been basically maintaining the $189, $190 price point for the last 30 days. Last 60 days is basically showing the same thing. Last 120 days. Okay, so this price per Honey and its data it's collecting from Newegg basically is saying that we've never really deviated from the 189, 190 mark. So now this could be good. Let's take a look here. We got 169.99. So Newegg is saying that it is coming off that price that Honey has now verified for us. Let's go to add cart, and remember we got a promo code here, guys. Keep an eye out for these, right? So okay, again, we can try to apply the coupons that Honey can potentially give us here. I'm not sure if it's going to find anything. Actually, I think it just applied something because my price just went down to $155.99. So we might, oh, yep, a promo code discount applied. Wonder if we're going to get more because we do also have the front end promo code that the actual product is showing us. So let's see what we get here. Okay, so Honey is saying it didn't find any codes, but I saw this immediate, okay, so it did apply. I think that is, okay, so looks like Honey did automatically find a promo code that is basically listed on Newegg's site, and now here we have it. So now we have $155, $156 for a basically top of the line AIO. That's, I would say, a pretty good deal, but I'm skeptical, and this is why I'm doing this for you guys with Black Friday Eves. Don't get swooned into things that you may think is a good deal. So is this 155, 156 deal really a deal? Also, you know, I wanted to mention too that I forgot to mention earlier is go check the actual vendor website. So let's go to, say, Corsair and see if actually what they're selling their AIO for. Is the Honey data accurate, or is this data accurate? What is accurate? That's why you got to be skeptical. So then make sure that if you think you're getting a good deal with a Black Friday deal, make sure that you are. So it looks like that Corsair AIO's best deal is actually over on Newegg. Beats out the Amazon pricing, beats out Best Buy pricing, beats out even Corsair's pricing, even as all listed as special deals and savings. Again, that kind of gives validity to what I'm trying to show you guys here is how to actually go about getting those deals, as opposed to just being swooned into something. As you see, you might be getting a savings. You could be potentially getting a better savings somewhere else. So with that said, guys, as you notice that this video's intent is really to give you guys the equipment and tools to be able to go out and find the deals, and or be able to verify that maybe you're not even getting a deal at all. So I want to put this out there for you guys who might be thinking about buying some new parts here because it is Black Friday, and being able to fully equip yourself to be able to go check out if the deal really is a deal or if it's just plain old marketing fluff. So let's take a look at another component here and see if we can find another saving. So far we've been pretty successful in as far as going out, looking at the parts and verifying what we got, but I want to look at something else. So what we did is we kind of drilled down a little bit more in Newegg. We're still over here on the Black Friday sales, and we're jumped into the motherboard category. Again, this is why I like to start with Newegg, because there's so many more component listings than you would find, say, probably on like Best Buy. Amazon may have them, but you got to kind of poke around and look at what they're selling things for. But so let's go down here and find us a motherboard. How about we take a look at this Gigabyte X570 Aorus Elite Wi-Fi. So we got a listed price of $189.99. Okay, it says it's down from $209.99. Let's see what Honey tells us. And again, we're getting this weird anomaly with Honey where it's giving us this super high now price, but the actual product listing price is nowhere near that. But then if we look at some of the historical data, we go back to what looks like $189.99. Go look at 60 days, $189.99, 120 days. Yeah, lowest price was $189.99 according to this graph, and the product listing price is $189.99. So that doesn't really give me a good inclination of, am I actually getting a sale here, right? It's kind of skewed. Now, I don't know why the Honey data is messed up, but we don't see a price lower previously or higher. We basically see the same thing at its lowest prior to the November cut down in price, as we'll say. So let's go see if we can find that product on Best Buy. Over here on Best Buy now, and we have something that's close. That's not the Wi-Fi version. It's a B450. We're in B450's X56. Okay, so doesn't look like we have this board on Best Buy. So let's go to Amazon and see if we can find the board. All right, and so with Amazon, we have the same board. We found the X570 Aorus Elite Wi-Fi, and listing price of $189.99, the same thing as Newegg. So let's go to Honey again. Let's take a look at price history. So over the last 30 days, We have our graph here, and we can see this. This is what I wanted to point out to you guys, and this is what you guys need to keep a lookout for. This is prime example of where marketing fluff can get you. We finally found one. So look at the price behavior on this board. We're sitting at $189.99 as of basically the week of Black Friday, starting at November 21st. Prior to that, a day before, the board was $20 more expensive. And then prior to that, being mid to early November, the board was actually not by much cheaper, but cheaper, $187. So this is exactly where you might get swoon with Black Friday deal. You think you're getting something good because the listed price shows a markdown from a previous price, but when you go to look at the price history, you find out that there's no markdown at all. The board was actually cheaper before, or at best case scenario, just the same price. But if we go back 60 days, we might even see a lower dip. Yes, we do. It looks like back in mid-October, we actually had, it looked like only a day or so where the board was actually even $10 cheaper than the listed price right now. So this just gives validity to what I'm talking about. Does that mean that every single product that is listed out there is going to follow the same trend? No, we actually saw through the first two items that we looked at, being two PC component items, which sometimes are hard to find sales on. We found a sale, even though it wasn't by much, like $5, $10, maybe $20 savings. We found something. The key aspects of this video and the things I want to point out to you is this is what I do if I'm interested in buying components at a discounted price for these kind of sales holidays. People get swoon easily when they see a listed retail price and then think that they're saving money because it's technically quote unquote marked down from a previous day. So with all that said, guys, obviously the intent of this video was not a listing of deals for you guys to go gobble up as I found them. You can spend hours doing so. Obviously you can see the process involved with actually acquiring or getting those deals. But more or less, this was just a tutorial for you guys to go use the tools that I use when I'm looking for deals and seeing if are they really good deals. As we saw, we were able to find some, not amazing, but we found some. And then we found some where it's just strictly marketing bluffs that they'll make something look like it's a deal when it really isn't. But other than that, guys, if you like this video and you enjoyed the content and hopefully it gave you some tools to get out there and buy you some deals, give me a like. And if you stayed with the video this long, I'd like to say thanks for tuning into this one. I appreciate your time, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Happy shopping. Get those deals.